Stop drinking the elite's Kool-Aid. The president of El Salvador is based AF. The president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, has spoken. He takes names and doesn't hold anything back. He's playing from victory. It's easy when you're playing from victory to speak truth. There's no entity that can stop him now. He is unbound, unshackled from the chains of fiat despotism. He said more eloquently than I have been trying to say for a long time, the results are the answers. If Bitcoin wasn't a big deal or such a shift change to a new system, defunding the oligarchs of their power, then no one would care and no one would be talking about it anywhere. Who here could point to El Salvador on a map? Even today, could you point to El Salvador on a map? Could you name their last president? Could you name the size of their economy, what they do? Again, where they are, what continent are they on? Does anyone know? Again, if Bitcoin wasn't such a big deal, why do we have hundreds of articles slamming them? The FUD, the fear, uncertainty, doubt, the IMF, the Bank of International Settlements, every alphabet soup agency attacking them. The current monetary system is run by central bankers who steal the wealth of regular folks and transfer it to themselves and governments. Go look, please, at all the articles, all the videos we have done over and over and over again about the system, the inflationary fiat monetary system that we have that steals the wealth of the poor middle class and creates more and more poor people, exacerbating the wealth gap, the spread of the inequality, more and more people falling into the bottom rung of society and creating a small select group because they know the right people, because they have the right bloodlines, the oligarchs at the top. That's what Nayib Bukele, by making it legal tender September 7th, 2021, changed. He said no more. The shackles have been broken. The enslavement to the fiat inflationary monetary system run by the oligarchs. No more. And again, here's the article. You can see the full entire article at Bitcoin Magazine and his writing of it. And it's a brilliant article. It's pretty short. It's only a couple minutes long, 3 to 5 minutes long. You can read it very quickly. And he lays out in detail exactly what's going on and shows you the exact numbers. Bitcoin was discovered as the antidote for this very problem, returning wealth, property rights, freedom, and liberty back to the people where it belongs, as Thomas Jefferson and many other philosophers over hundreds and hundreds of years have written about. This is what this fight is about. We are in a war. We are in a culture war. We are in World War III. You might not know it. I might not even know it. We are in World War III. We better realize that now, because it's slavery or Bitcoin. That's the answer. I have no problem saying that. It's either central bank digital currencies or it's Bitcoin. That is one answer that humans will have to decide on in the coming months, in the coming years here. Do they want a Fed coin, spy coin, central bank digital currency, social credit scores like China, or do they want Bitcoin? Do you want freedom, autonomy, private property, property rights, wealth, liberty? Do you want that? What do you want? Do you want a prejudiced system based on your skin color, based on what you say to or against the government, and they take money from you, or they change the inflation numbers on you, they change your interest rates? Do you want that prejudiced system with a few people at the top controlling that? Or do you want a system of law and order, rules without rulers, that's programmatic, that we know what it is now and in the future, and that everyone, every single person, from the poor person in San Francisco, the homeless person in Detroit, to the homeless people in the streets of Arizona right now, and the people flooding over the borders, to the couple in Nigeria who's out of the banking system, who doesn't have a bank account, who've never been able to get a bank account because they've been taken out of the system and they have been eliminated from the system and they have not been let back into the system. They can't go to Chase Bank and go get a bank account because they have no assets. They have no credit score. They won't do anything. They won't give them a credit card. Nothing. Bitcoin is the solution to that. Bitcoin does all of that. It's the most equal, the most fair system ever invented by men. That's why it will win. It's unstoppable. It's a mind virus, a positive mind virus for the world like we have never seen. Again, it was created for this time exactly. Friedrich Hayek said we need a sly, roundabout way to infiltrate and take back the money from the state because we cannot fight them. We've given them the power of the guns, the ships, the military, the nuclear warheads. We can't fight them that way. We need a sly, roundabout way. He said this decades and decades ago, and now we have it. The fact that the unproductive class thinks so lowly of the average person and thinks they are so stupid that they can't even check simple facts for a few minutes, a simple Google check, tells you exactly what kind of people they truly are. It shines a light right on them. They lie to your face, bald-faced lies all the time about El Salvador in this case, about Bitcoin in general, And when you can easily go check, oh, it uses all this energy and blah, blah, blah. Did you know that it's 100 times worse to use your air conditioning all across the world? It uses 10, 50, 100, 1,000 times as much energy just to use air conditioning. So if you use air conditioning, don't talk to me about the usage of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin uses 1/2 of 1% of all the global energy in the world, that's it. 1/2 of 1%. And it's storing the monetary energy that will be in existence for thousands of years to come. The system that I just talked about, the properties that it gives people across the world, no prejudice, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't care what gender, what race, what creed, gives everyone equal opportunity, equal playing field, not equal outcomes, but equal playing field. It's the only system we've ever had that men have discovered that has given us that. Yet they want to tell you how much energy it uses when it uses 1/2 of 1%. Are you kidding me? The banking system uses over 3 times as much as that, the traditional banking system. Air conditioners, planes, aviation industry uses hundreds of times as much, if not 1,000 times as much. And again, you can do these simple Google searches to go find that right now. Don't believe me. Go do your own homework. I want the most amount of people, the most adoption possible for this asset, for this investment, for this new monetary system, because it's going to help the most amount of people the fastest. Why any sane human being with half a brain and any respect for themselves would continue to allow a system that is hell-bent on destroying them, the middle class and the poor, continue to operate and control them? Why would you let this fiat monetary standard continue to exist? That's just beyond me. If one grows up in a prison, how are they supposed to realize they are living in a prison? The game has been rigged for longer than any human on Earth has been alive. That presents a problem because no one's been alive to see the other side. Again, did you know that before September 11th, 2001, you could go to the bank and they wouldn't ask you what you're doing taking your money out of the bank? Now, that's all they do. The Patriot Act, boys and girls. That was just the Trojan horse. They've been waiting for that for a long time to pass that. They're waiting for the opportunity, the crisis, the emotions to run high enough. That way, as we know, emotions run high, intelligence goes low. They could pass and jam things down your throat. As Rahm Emanuel, one of Barack Obama's best friends, said in his past, he has said, we never let a good crisis go to waste. The government always uses crisis, emotion, high emotion, to pass things that restrict people's freedoms. That's it. Simple. Another good rule of thumb is looking at whatever they call a bill, you can know the exact opposite is going to happen. Just like the most recent thing, the Inflation Reduction Act. So spending billions of dollars is going to reduce inflation. Of course not. We know it's going to do the exact opposite. The Affordable Care Act, what does it do? It made healthcare unaffordable. We can go on and on and on and on. This is throughout history. The Patriot Act with George Bush, again, it was anything but patriotic. It was a system to allow more control for the government and to then get their hands into the cookie jar and take more and more from all of us. Again, the game has been rigged for longer, way longer than any of us have been alive. So there's no chance for anyone to truly understand what's happening to them. There's no grandparents or great-grandparents that can tell you the truth because they themselves live inside that lie propagated by media and academia long before any of us were born. The system they were fed was the very system that you were living in now. So we had no chance. It takes a special group of people, special groups of people to understand this and break the shackles of slavery so that everyone who comes after them may live with a newfound abundance. Again, remember, before September 11th, 2001, you could go into a bank and they wouldn't question you. Now, when you go into a bank to take out your own money, which ironically, legally, it's not your money when you give it to a bank. Again, another reason you want Bitcoin and cold storage, because you become your own bank, your own vault, it's yours, no one can touch it. When you give your money to a bank, they can do whatever they want with it because it's now their money. And that's why they ask you, what are you doing taking out our money from this system? And then you have to sit there and be interrogated as to why you're taking out what you think is your own money. And that's where the problem lies. Most people have no idea that it's not your money anymore because we allowed this to happen over the years. If you continue doing what you've been doing, you're always going to get what you've received in the past. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. I believe that was Albert Einstein. Only from changing your paradigm, which is just a multitude of habits. Well, I shouldn't say just. Paradigms are very important, and they're probably some of the strongest things we have in our world. Bob Proctor says that our environment is a bigger factor, and the paradigms that your environment, the people around you, and the environment you grow up in is a bigger factor in shaping who you are than your genetic code. So only from changing your paradigm, which is a multitude of habits, and having breakthrough realizations can you then begin to study and gain understanding, which increases your faith and changes all life around you. Bob Proctor and many personal development teachers have taught us this principle over and over the last 100 years. It's time for the new opportunity to take hold and humans to move and shift change to the next type of civilization, type 1 civilization. Bitcoin clearly gives us the answer. In that current system is the crab cage. Bitcoin clearly gives us the answer in that the current system that we have now, the fiat inflationary monetary system, is the crab cage that continually reaches up and pulls every single one of us back into the depths of despair. No more. Stay strong. If you got something else, please share the article, please, or the video. Please like and subscribe. Please let us know what you don't like. If you don't like something, please let us know so we can go back, tell us what you can do better, things you would like to see in the future, and how we can provide more education, more entertainment for you, and more value for you in the future. Appreciate your time and your energy. It's the most important thing we have. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. And please, lastly, go check out some other videos about inflation and the destruction of it and the truth of deflation and the truth of deflation, how we've been told this lie that we can't have inflation here or can't have deflation here, as Ben Bernanke said, and we're going to keep printing currency. And the IMF came out with their papers 10 years ago how we have to have financial repression, which means stealing your wealth through inflation and printing currency. Why that's such a lie, and why none of us have lived through these deflationary environments, and we need deflation to raise the standard of living and reduce costs. We appreciate you so much. I do very much, and I'll see you on the next one.